Yo, it's just okay. This shit is on. Hey man, I'm making some fucking coffee right now. I don't know why I'm making some coffee. Enjoy these tunes. Boof it. Boof it. Oh, hold up. I don't know about you guys, but I make coffee with a pour over. My coffee takes time. Let me take its time. I didn't want to miss live streaming after having such a good Xenication conversation with the Xenians this morning. I just helped my fucking neighbor print out a bunch of paper. Such a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor. Or State Farm. Was this State Farm? Who's a good neighbor? Like a good neighbor, State Farm? Who the fuck is a good neighbor? Who is the actual good neighbor? I'm doing good neighbor deeds. Hopefully it'll transpire into good karma in the crypto world. Maybe the crypto gods would be like, yo, crypto bro is a good dude IRL. Let's give him $1 million. Let's give him $1 million. Still here? What the fuck? Hey! Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Yo, that was weird. Oh, you know what it is? I'm not charging my computer. Duh. That was weird. That shit got an energy surge. It's like, where's the power at? Crypto bros over here taking a dab. What the fuck? Yo. All right, hold on. Let's stream a little bit. This is not financial advice. This is just obviously, as you can see. Don't follow this guy. Who in their right mind would follow a dude who hits a Puffco and talks about cryptocurrency? Don't follow that guy. That guy's high on weed. Let's start the hourglass. It's 30 minutes. What's up, y'all? What up, Dank? What up, Savon? Crypto world is looking depressing right now. Yeah, niggas is outside in shambles. Pure shambles. What up, Mind, Body, and Crypto? Rolando, Frosty. You know what I'm saying? Samson, Lita. Xenthusiast. What the fuck is up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Bread channel. Today is March 4th. Tuesday. Hope you're rolling your dice the right way. It's a little later in the day today. Right now it's like 1:21 my time. I got a new coffee cup, new Yeti. Hide your bitch. I got a Yeti. Just kidding. This your boy Crypto Bro. We're making crypto hip hop again. Make crypto hip hop again. That's why there's so many sad boys out there. Because they're not from the streets, right? It's in the name, blockchain. You know what I'm saying? This is the blockchain. All right? You might get ran up on your block. So you better see what's real. What's real? Now, you know what's real? This tweet right here. This is a real ass tweet right here. Let me read it out loud. Niggas thought I was insane last year for not buying Ethereum. Hey, yo, shout out Seven from Japan. Seven from Japan. But yeah, that's what you gotta say now, man. Now it's weird out here. Today is March 4th, 2025, guys. And yeah, we've been talking about this on the channel. We've been talking about this. This is why I've been saying this with a whole chest. Ethereum is an anchor. It's an X you wanna get out of your life. Get out of my life. If you don't feel like that with ETH, man, you're crazy. You're crazier than me thinking I like Zen. You're actually insane. Because, yeah, 40% down for the year. We've been talking about this. Ethereum's in shambles. If you would have bought ETH a year ago, you've been gasping for air. You've had 3 times to maybe get the fuck out, which is just horrible. And the reason for this, if you don't know, your reason, it's because one, Trump likes Solana, duh, Trump likes Solana, duh. No, I'm just kidding. Just go to Ultrasound Money. All right, Ultrasound Money tell you everything you need to know of why it's the way it is. Okay. All right, so just check this out. All right, when the merge happened, you know, it was September 14th, 2022. This is actually before Zen, but Zen was actually in testnet during this era. So this is like I'm saying, we're like creating the new story. We start right when the merge happens. The most new old thing of the merge. And again, I think it's a troll and it's a meme of the merge. Zen is more of a meme about this than anything else. It just so happens to be better than the catalog system called Bitcoin. For sure, 100% better than that catalog system. I can't compare it to Solana because it doesn't have a blockchain, but you can burn your Zen tokens for X1 coins, which will power that, or XNT coins, which will power the X1 blockchain. So it is attached to a blockchain. It's just not the blockchain like a Solana, like an Ethereum. So this is where I can, again, I can profile it in this subject of a troll towards the merge, right? EIP 55. This is the research, so just stay on board with me. The EIP 1559 introduced Zen, because if it didn't happen, we wouldn't need, or we would not be able to think of mining pools because it was a giant mining pool. But when they went to proof of stake, there's like separate areas of Ethereum essentially that monitor the value, right? Like Lido, for instance, is one of these separate entities in Ethereum where, maybe you're not paying attention to the overall ideology. You're just staked to Lido, not giving a fuck, right? Like, you don't give a fuck Ethereum's down 40%. You're like, yo, that shit's on discount, right? But yeah, that's what you should be thinking. You should be thinking this is on discount. But again, we see that the meme happened. The thing called Zen came through. It actually helped Ethereum become deflationary. And when people thought there was no X1 chain, they stopped making Zen. And ever since, like, people stopped making Zen, as well as you have this right here. This is critical because this is when the blobs were introduced last year, the dank sharding. So dank sharding comes in right here, March 15th or so, right? So we've almost had a whole year of that. And you can see it's up to you to think of whatever you want to think of. This is a two-sided story for real in crypto, that people are subjective to believe whatever they want to believe. I am a Zenian. I come in peace. But yeah, see, I'm a Zenian, so like, I like it when Ethereum is working. I like that there was a product such as Zen that it flexed this muscle that no one was thinking about, which is, hey, there's going to be mining pools. So what if someone built one on top of the gas? Because that's like, again, that's a physical property of ETH outside of staking that is valuable to the Ethereum network. Now, it's a little abstract and it's a little bit noisy, you would say, because you add in transactions and contracts to the pool to burn Ethereum faster. It's a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, we love you, Zen, but you burn our ETH pretty fast. And this is where I'm saying maybe this is the notion that we're living through. Maybe they want ETH to inflate from the mainnet so they can, fragment the Ethereum across all of the fragmented areas that it can go. And right now you're seeing the sell-off of Ethereum, essentially, where they're just selling the ETH because they got so much of it. And there's no buyers in general and everywhere, and people are looking for the next generation blockchain that's going to enable the free market we're looking for, right? Solana, obviously, everybody's been trying to tell your bitch ass this is the one since 2021. I swear. Think about it. Everybody's been saying that this is the one. From the developers, and the devs were the ones we fucking said, fuck you, developer. Fuck you. This is the biggest fuck you to devs ever, bro. That's why it's inspirational. This is inspirational. Solana went as low as $8 2022, right before XEN. And that's why I'm like, yo, XEN is like, it's new, but it's old. I mean, it's new and it's old because it comes out of this, which was like, people thought the Hellmaker was a VC funded chain such as Solana. Like, that was the end game. If you think about it, 2022, right after the merge, and then it just starts to go up because people see how the merge is going to play out. Right here, let's look at this. December. Yeah, because that's what essentially happened. Eventually, there was transactions that stopped, and then XEN got more aggressive, and it helped it become deflationary. And then on top of that, like, other things showed up, and it became really deflationary. Then everyone was using ETH, and if you remember, we had high gas in 2024. We had 50-20 Gwei. This is the anomaly zone right now. This is the twilight zone of gas that no one expected to ever see. These numbers, because again, a year ago it was not like this. I think there's another chart as well. Let's fucking go. What's up, T-Law Fitness? Man, we got all the strong ones in this chat, man. Don't fuck with this chat. You might get beat up. You might get beat up. Puff Cobra got in his own realm. He can hear himself. Wait, what's going on? Oh, reduce the volume. Fuck. Shit. Let me see. Don't know why it's coming so hot. Is it still coming really hot? Let me know if it's still coming kind of hot. I can kind of hear the heat, but not too much. Oh, okay. Fuck. 20 minutes or 10 minutes. There was like 13 minutes of bullshit. Let me know. Let me know if it sounds better. But long story short, what I was just saying, I'm building a case right now. Okay, I'm trying to build this case up that this notion. All right, let's start over here. We've only been here for 13 minutes. We got time. All right, so I'm trying to build this case that a year ago people were saying get into Solana. And I was there because I got into Solana. And now Ethereum, right? Like, this is the problem with the soy boy activity, because a lot of energy went into shitting on Solana a year ago, pooping on Sol. Every time Sol pump, every time Sol go down, somebody got something negative to say. Now look at you. Lost. Sick. I turned it all the way off. Like, can you hear me now? Good. But yeah, like everybody was working together. And you know, this is where it's like, I think even Xenians gave up on ETH. You only have a selected amount of Xenians that are like on Ethereum. So it doesn't really help Ethereum. But this is where I'm at with this thesis here, okay? What if Ethereum wants the inflation because it's better? And that's true. You like inflation is a homie. That's a friend. In economics, I'm starting to learn you like that. That has more volatility to future outcomes. And when you have a cap supply, it kind of makes things stagnant. You have to do things to make people move. And yeah, I just feel like now Ethereum is in a good place to inflate. But the thing is, what's pretty funny about it is, let's say we look at a daily. So 2,000, it seems like, yeah, around 2,000 ETH inflating a day from transactions and node shit. Like if people dump this, you know what I mean? Like that's like, that's just making it rain on the community. So there's some metrics here that you can start to see on ETH now that make it make sense. But you're basically agreeing to their notion, which is the blob market rules the world, right? The blob is what, I mean, that's what's funny too. It's like people don't really get into the itty gritty, nitty fitty, itty bitty, tritty, blah, 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 blah. Like they ain't really tapping into that part of it because it gets, it gets messy. You start to have to figure out how you're really going to word this to people. And I mean, they're trying to figure out their language. And obviously they have VC money, so they have all right to learn the language because it is a philosophy that some may take as the next revolution of Ethereum. Again, the evolution here is that it doesn't matter that you're running Base. It doesn't matter that that's centralized. The idea that you're using the Ethereum, you are securing the network on ETH. And then the blobs, the dank sharding that came out last year, this is supposed to feel like we're packaging a bunch of layer 2 transactions together and we're deploying them on ETH and we're paying the gas fees separately as a collective, right? If you want to be a collective, you'll join your own node, essentially. I mean, I could be wrong, but like that's what I'm trying to say. It's hard to not be right or wrong because you're literally telling people to choose their own destiny when they buy Ethereum. If you want to stay on the main net, you're going to have to pay high fees. But this is why I'm saying it's a user thing. Because the users won't even be here because there's no apps, because the developer won't dev because they're deving for the user. That's why we have this great gas, right? They're literally telling all the devs, yo, use dank sharding, move to layer 2s. Right. And now you have inflation coming from the main chain. Maybe something turns up. Maybe things turn around. But yeah, this seems like a healthy future for Ethereum. If you're subjective to this belief, I don't believe in personal. Like, I guess if we roll it back into like not looking at an ETH maxi, like, yay, inflation. Like we can feed our layer 2s. Yay. Right. It's like, yo, layer 2s are fucking centralized, you idiot. And inflation in this direction is redundant because you're just feeding centralized exchanges with your decentralized network. Right. It's like, OK, if we're going to have a 2-party system, then we might as well do it the Zen way because the Zen way fixes that game, too. Right. That's why I'm loving this discount. Actually, it's rebuttaling right now. We're at my low. Right. I want to see 15. I want to see below 15,000. I don't think we're going to get it, though, guys. I don't think it's possible. There's too many eyes. You know that Tupac song? All eyes on me. That's Zen right now. Something they recognize. All eyes on me. Shout out to Tupac. R.I.P. I bought a whopping $40 as in today. Holla at your boy. Damn. Samson says Richard Hart is a psyop. Did Richard Hart buy ETH in March of 2024? I don't know. I don't even think it's Richard anymore. I like the conspiracy theory that Richard Hart is on the run and that he's the guy Richard Schuler sold his image, his marketing genius in the name of Hex. And he doesn't exist anymore. He's gone. He's Tupac. All eyes on me. That's the Richard Hart psyop in all in one. Someone using the Richard Hart account made a bad trade and bought all that ETH. I don't know if we should put that on Richard. If I was Richard, I'd come out of hiding just to clear my name on that. Because I don't think that was him. I think it was one of his account people that run the Richard Hart account. The Sami guy, he did it. I don't know. I don't know about that ring of fire. You know, it's funny. It's like you think everything's gonna implode, but the thing is, in the psychological arena of crypto, because there's so many quantum outcomes, one of them shits is gonna hit, and then it's gonna reboot. You know, maybe you get the one that wants to hit. You know, like the Richard Hart and the SEC give up. Like, oh, thank God, in a quantum world, let's fucking go. Like everyone's all happy, and now it's like, and now what? Right? They call that the second consequence. When you make a decision, when you get to the now what. And that is why I stay futuristic, because in Zen, there's so many now what's when you get to the like end of the discussion. It's like, oh, and now what? Like, oh, well, we could do this and do that and do this and do that. So yeah, I want to see 15 million back on this idea, not the Richard Hart psyop. But the thing is that we're suffering from a lot of data that's not allowing it to happen because everybody's so bullish on Zen. From the whales to the peasants. You're not a peasant though. As long as you understand Zen, you can't be poor in Zen. The knowledge is much more valuable than the token itself. Conquering the knowledge and the token together, essentially, in my personal view, that is the geometry you're looking for. That's your symmetry. If you can confidently buy a Zen coin and tell people to suck your beep, like you're gonna live a fond experience in this journey. But if you're still fighting this, like, I don't think I could tell a friend to just buy it, shut up and buy it, like, you're missing something in the puzzle. And these signals are for you, not for me. For me, they're pain. I'm pain. This is pain. I'm like 7% now. Fuck. Pain. Ugh. Damn it. Everybody's catching on and there's not enough inflation because the data said so. So like when you look at the data, guys, this is the weirdest time. And we just been like trugging through it and shit. I'm a fucking Zenian. I've been telling everybody, nobody gives a fuck. I was in the chat today with someone and I was like, bro, we've been round tripping 175 trillion. It's just been the same number for days. He's just like, what does round trip mean? Like, damn it. No one else is looking at this the way I'm looking at it. Please come along this journey with your boy. The water's fine. It's the surface up. But yeah, we're coming not to necessarily to the end of it, but we're definitely leaving this twilight zone. So we will start to see some inflation show up. And I would have said, like, maybe save, this is where you probably want to save your fiat cash for. You want to probably start, like, if you're really planning to be a Zen, like you're trying to get ahead in Zen because you want to build a staking position, because that's one of the reasons to become like a buyer and solidify and like this is the diminishing reward of the now. The now is that the staking is going down 1% every 90 days. That's the now. If you want to be the best, you can build weekly ladders. If you want to, I don't know, max. I mean, I haven't figured out the math on this. You can do it yourself. I think a stack compound daily is the smartest technique, but maybe there are some other techniques, maybe breaking down like 1 trillion Zen across, weekly mints in large chunks. Maybe there's something there, but I think Einstein figured out compounded interest. It's better if it's daily, if it's possible. Hourly, second, by the second if it could, Sorry, I got all hype on it, but by the second if you could, But we don't got a second. You got 24 hours. You got to wait 24 hours. So I think that is actually the edge you have. But, in the future, there will be edges as well. So you can take your philosophies whichever way you want in Zen. Like the other one I'm thinking of is like using the xeNFTs. Like this is a really bad strategy. Like this is just like 1,000 days and they're here. And this is on Ethereum. ETH isn't really the playground. Let me see. I don't actually have any strategies right now I have like an idea. This is like the idea. So I did like 3 days ago. The idea is you spend the ETH in your wallet to buy some XEN and stake it. And then you just create quarterly stakes. So like 30, 60, 90, 100, 180, or maybe you can like double it up if you want. But like getting some sort of rhythm in staking in XEN, like that's really based on the character, the user. And you got to see value in it, how you feel. So the game would be to do it on Ethereum. The gas seems to be there now too, you know. It's just you're playing like staking on ETH for me. It's the only thing that I'm thinking about, I guess, to keep it transparent. Why do I stake with CBZN over Ethereum? The thing about Base is it's a centralized playground. So it kind of has a garden for the whales, or has like a guard around it from the whales. Whales have to be like super strategic on how they go into Base, because it's like I mean, you could assume like once you hit that garden with your wallet, you're under surveillance essentially. Even if you're not, if you make enough moves, or, you know, if you're someone they've been looking for, I could see why you're afraid to use Base, because like my wallets are hot, my IP is hot. I am not that individual. I do not live behind a fucking mask. I'm dabbing on the YouTube, chilling with the homies. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not thinking like a criminal. Just like, yo, Base is fine. They want users, they want clicks. But because of that yin and yang, it makes Base, in my opinion, more pure. That's the problem with Ethereum. Everybody want to live life behind a ski mask over there, and now look what you guys did. You anchored the whole thing down. Anchored it down. This is horrible. This is called the big brother keeping you back. I don't know, or you know what I mean, like, or following the wrong crowd. This is what it looks like when you follow the wrong crowd, dude. That's so funny. Shout out 7 from Japan. People are staking the shit out of their XEN. If you have trillions, that's a good passive income. Yeah, that's what I mean, though. That's why, like, Trilly in XEN is so hard to get. Naturally. It naturally became hard to get. I'm still trying to figure. That's why I'm like, yo, there's some rich people in Zen, because if you got a trillion back here, you like hit the lottery if you mined it, to be honest. Like, let's be honest here. Let's be fucking honest. We're the OGs. I don't know except one motherfucker, Crypto Dude. I don't know what Crypto Dude does, though. And I'm not trying to say I know what he does, or, you know, who he is. He's obviously very intelligent, because he managed to get a trillion XEN before the bloodbath. And I'm like, man, what an inspiration, you know? Because he worked. That had to be some fucking work. And he was, too. He was on everything. Everything. And that might be a thing too that I'm talking about here is you might, if you really are a Zen yin and you're like, yo, I want to be in Zen, and you're starting off, you don't have a lot of money and whatnot, because you need to buy. It's essentially like buying property when you get into Zen, when you really get into it, because again, you're going to want to stake this stuff and yield more of it and compound that interest over time to just get away from the rest of everybody else, because they're going to be arguing about what's going on in the real world. Eventually Zen will become real world, and then they'll be trying to get you to get your Zen into their possession. So it's vile in my opinion to plan where you want to take yourself, so you don't end up, you know, looking for help in the future, because the game is gone. You know, self-custody is today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow they want your shit. Tomorrow they want your shit. So I'm waiting this game out, because now it's feeling really good. But again, to get a trilly, 10 billion right now is, 10 billion is 938. So yeah, 9,300 can get you a trillion right now, right? That's a lot of money, bro. That's not to somebody who's rich as fuck, but you got to be rich as fuck. That's what I'm saying. Either you're crypto rich I don't know what that is in so or 43 ETH. That ain't that bad. That's like that's a little bit under a block producing node on Ethereum, but you still need probably like 100 ETH to be a block producing node. I don't know. I'm not really into that math over there. They can have it. But yeah, 43 ETH to get a piece of real estate in the Zen community. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. And that's what's wild is like if more people click to this, they would naturally pump the price. Because see, if 43 ETH just came into the pool right now, one, there's only 4 trillion. So it would instantly take 1 trillion out. And it would instantly pump and everybody would have to make a decision. Is this happening because someone's DCing into Zen with a purpose? Or is this happening because somebody wants to start the market? And this is the beauty of the Zen coin that a lot of people won't get to see. They won't get to actually see the rocket dust. They'll just see flame and atmosphere bursting. Just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? It's like, bro, there ain't enough trillies and everyone's stingy because they figured it out. Right? And that's what that's what this part is right here. So do we see this Zen re-enter the market? Right? We just came out of the lowest time ever due to natural causes. People stopped mining Zen a long time ago, and now you can see the effects. Ethereum is reinflated. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but I believe Zen made ETH deflationary. And now I see it on my results. On my results, people stopped fucking with ETH. It reinflated, and now we're not seeing any supply because you use gas to create Zen. So there was a natural break in the supply production and the constant. The constant is broken. It's everywhere. Oh yeah, here, let's look at this one. Literally just go to ETH Zen and like look at like what the mess is. The look at this messy G rank because people are living in the future, past and present all at the same time. Yesterday was disgusting. 36,000 C ranks created. You guys are retarded. If you made it back here. These people might be smart, but if it's less than 36 today, like think of it as like an auction, like a Dutch auction for like a future real estate, because that's a diminishing piece of Zen, right? It's on a log scale. As the G rank rises, less Zen is created, right? The only way to make more Zen is to bring in more people after the day you come in. So you come in on a 36K day, and then you go and you tell a village, hey, I got this magic, bitch. You should jump into this. I've already gotten in. And that's why, again, it's kind of unnatural for the G rank to have that much manufacturing inside of it. But it's potential. It's potentially there. It can happen. It's a free market. You can abuse the G rank, but you abuse it for everyone after you. And you have to ask yourself, you live in our Earth. Do you see that already happening? I do. So I'm not counting out the G rank manufacturing. This is the same thing right here. Because if I really want to manufacture the G rank, like a good whale play in Zen would be to pump the G rank, get like everybody happy and horny. For those that don't have the message to know, like, oh shit, the G rank's pumping. That's a signal, right? Like this is signal because it's slowing down. So maybe they're noticing, hey, they're not taking the bait. They're not following. They're not following anymore like they used to. Just rewind time. Motherfuckers used to follow this shit because we weren't paying attention to what was really happening. In my personal opinion, as a Zenian, in 2023, 24, I was not paying attention to the G rank. I was trying to get rich and down for the cause, I guess. Buying Zen, selling Zen, testing out the playing field. But you can see now, this fell off really fast. They used to get mad time peeking us, bruv. Not no more. That shit is done. And it's just because the community is more mature and they're rather buy it because it's really true. It doesn't make any sense to make C ranks because you're gambling on this idea that others will come after you, right? So it doesn't matter if it dips because now there's too many people looking at this. All right, look at this part. This is what I'm saying. Peep the liquid and stake supply, man. It's been in the same range since January. When was 65? We reached 65 on Christmas Day. So we've generated 10 trillion XEN in liquid interest. Most of it is, that's what I'm saying. I don't know the term for this because I'm not an economist. I'm teaching myself. I'm getting as much as I can to get closer to this root cause of markets. And what I'm realizing is like in XEN, you can't really count the stakers because it's like they understand, like they're on a mission, right? They can't lose position. To lose position is to quit the mission. That's staking. Now the liquid, it doesn't really matter because the liquid supply is essentially what you have to get, right? There's 170 trillion XEN out there that you can get right now that you don't have to wait time to get and gamble on, because right now is the best time to, the best price. You could do a C rank, but you're getting a better price if you buy it. It's just the thing it is, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm really battling people on this C rank shit and they still go and make a C rank. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the bad person or the person that's smarter than you gets the liquid supply. And that's the ongoing battle of why XEN is going up and down so much until the market matures and more people start to understand, oh shit, let me hodl my XEN because I'm poor. I'm not going to be able to get more. I'm probably going to get the same amount. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this is a good way to look at this too. Because there was a lot of people betting on Ethereum thinking they were poor, betting on ETH a year ago instead of betting on Bitcoin and Solana, and now they're even poorer. Live. Fuck it, let's do it live. Right? It's kind of why it was made too much sense to detach from the Ethereum notion because of tech. Tech helped me disconnect, but now do you fucking see it? This is why you don't want to try to gamble in crypto. You don't have to if you have a good resource, right? And a good resource in crypto is just a well-gated, or I would say the resource in crypto is the economics. How is that cryptocurrency building its economy, not its ecosystem? We usually probably say like ecosystem because like it's in technology. But this is much bigger than tech. It's not like an iPhone or a laptop, because those are just like products everybody, or those products are real. Yeah. How do you say this? Like, for instance, like my Puffco, right? Like my Puffco, it costs like $400, $500. And then like my little sister, she got me this one, the Pivot. This shit is fire. Like black cigar. But this one I think is like $150, $200 or some shit. It's literally just a lithium battery, bruv. This shit is just a lithium battery with a ceramic heated coil in the middle. $200, nigga. Lithium battery. This is a literal. There's literally a battery in here. This shit is so funny to me because I'm like, these fools ain't got no money for tech. Niggas gave me a cylinder wrapped in cylinder. My little sister, she loved me. Shout out to my little sis. She caught me that. So that's probably why I would have never bought it though. Cause the fuck, the Puffco is cool because it's all designed and shit. The battery is, But this is what I'm trying to get at. Like the source, dude. Like people want to know the source, and if they don't know like true sources, and they're just getting lithium batteries rewrapped in the same cylinder, eventually they're gonna wake up to this shit. And if not, then I guess so. Like I guess they're just the people designed to be the idiots in this market, right? Again, this is why I'm like, yo, Zen is perfect. We have an ecosystem, so we're in technology. Don't get it twisted, right? 13 different EVMs inside of the crypto industry ecosystem. These are all Ethereum-based ecosystem tokens. They live in the nature of the ecosystem, whether it's Base, Phantom, RIP, Pulse Chain, Avalanche, and so on. And they also are a reflection of the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? I would say the daily transactions are a reflection of the ecosystems, because that's how many people are actually going over there and trading. I mean, you could even say makers. And we already know what's going on here. Why is Pulse Chain at the top, if you always ask? It's because they got an R bot on top of the the trades. So there's always a little bit extra trades for over there. Like maybe you can say 3 trades, 4 trades for every 1 trade. So it's just it's inflated. But yeah, Phantom's curious when I'm watching it, but the volume sucks. So I know it's just peasant change going back and forth over there on Phantom. Sorry if I called you a peasant, but yeah, $367, nigga. Like, come on, man, it's peasant work. Like, yo, don't defend this. Like, don't defend $367. Like, there's other Zen chains. Even Pulse Chain is at $9.8 worth of volume. Like, you're suffering over there for no reason. Like, I suffer on CBZen. I won't lie, but I got a reason to. I want other motherfuckers to shake out, so I'm not buying right now. Hell no. I want to see some people shake, but this is going back to the ecosystem thing. Like, Zen is so built for ecosystem that I can go to CBZen, look at the chart, dive into the fucking analytics, see the whales, and look at their shit, and instantly see whether or not it's clean or mean. That's how fucking sick Zen is. Like, clean or mean, aka in Crypto Bros world, I guess. It's like I open up the cell, I see how they get their Zen, because it's fairly launched. So it's like, oh, cool, this is a real person. They getting it from at least it looks like Coin Tools, so they must be Chinese or European. Americans seem to lean into the xeNFTs. European and Chinese, or in the Asian community, they seem to lean into they're more into like the Coin Tools and like farming Zen, because that's just what their countrymen are telling them to do. I think in America we're more we like structure, right? I was talking about this today in the spaces where I was like, our 100 years here is industrial industry, corporation run time essentially. Like those who are striving right now are good at organization, processes, mathematics. Maybe you stupid, but you can do a process, which means you're good at mathematics. You know, A plus B equals C, bruh. And again, that's why I think in America you're gonna see people more prone to working directly with Zen.network and using a XenFT, just because it's just the flow, right? And whereas in other places they got to find the root cause, and they might not see the value yet in XenFTs. They might only see the value in smart contract mining, because it's what their countrymen talk about, because they need as much as they can to feed their village. I'm glad I'm not in the village world no more, bro. America, get a job, buy crypto. That's the slogan. Man, if you know a little young buck out there, tell that little young buck, yo, young buck, go and get a job and buy crypto. Work at McDonald's, buy crypto. DoorDash, buy crypto. But that part right there, that buy crypto, buy something solid. Buy something with a good upside potential. And this is why Zen, again, is one of the best tokens you can buy wherever you're lost in the sauce, right? Don't go find Zen. Let Zen find you. All right. If you got Ethereum, that's where it's probably going to find you. If you got Pulse Chain, that's probably where it's going to find you. OP, Polygon, wherever, bro. This is a key element to our economics. This is the key element. This is why it's been so confusing to understand it all. Because you need this formula. You need this do I still have it up here? Yeah, I do. This right here, this is the formula that I keep beating a dead horse, but I don't think people love this formula the way I love this formula. Bro, this formula is kick ass. This is what we're selling. I'm tired of crypto. I'm finna start selling verses. Save on selling verses. Yo, what up, Frankie? Did you mean to say 93,000? You need $93,000 to get a trillion Zen. $93,000. But if you got that, I'd make it rain. Shit, if you got 4 of those, bro. Yo, if you were the entrepreneur right now that walked into Zen crypto with $1 million, holy shit. Talk about lighting a fuse. Everybody's workers, man, commons, man. We all only have like or how do you say this? The whales of today in Zen have thousands of dollars. And that's what we're juggling, because we can't make much more and we can't lose much more. So now the chart is where it's at, because people with $1,000-something would rather it go to the downside, and it's having a nice dead cat bounce, while the rest of crypto is going down. Zen is doing the opposite. This kind of bouncing right now. Okay. Why is Bitcoin bouncing all of a sudden? What is the news? Maybe I'm missing it. Yeah, this shit's on UTC. 4 hours ago. What was that? I guess I haven't been paying attention. I've been doing shit. I haven't been paying attention. Why is it going up? Why is crypto going up, guys? Okay, so we're dead bounce. We're dead cat. We're cat bouncing. Dead cat bouncing with the main market. Well, it's the strategic reserve. That's what they're talking about. This Friday, right? Yeah, Friday you're gonna have officials going to the White House to talk about strategic reserve. This is the part, though. This is why I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Get as much Zen as you can. The fact it's following the main market is ridiculous. Because we should be going lower, but people are buying the hype. See this right here? This is the news hype into that. Like, oh, maybe crypto sees the better side of things, so let me position myself in Zen. And then, like I was also telling you, if I'm a whale, we're coming out of the storm of no Zen. So this is when these whales are forced to come back now. They're forced to come back because they want to have a good price, right? So since they want a good price, they're going to come and buy up the Zen and ride any narrative possible to try to get that best sell price on their Zen, right? Because that's just the game, or the nature of the game. And so more people come into this Zen world positive about Zen's, future performance. And that's just the reality of what it is. If not enough people can express why it's important to be bullish on the future performances, then it'll never appear. And these pumps are to be sold, bitch. These are to be sold. These are not to be glorified. Just like this one. It was to be sold. This pump was to be sold. I'm like that right now on CBZen. I had minted a bunch today, and I was like, do I sell on these motherfuckers? I was like, nah, let me build my stake position. Let me shut the fuck up and stake my fucking coins. We're not in that game. That's war. I'm not at war. I'm vibing. Because I got some Zen, and that's what I'm thinking. What my thought is that if CBZen goes up in price, like it should, and if you're a whale on CBZen, then you should be able to sell your inflation here and store it back in the Zen. And it won't matter what the price of Zen is, because a rising tide lifts all boats. So if you've got a healthy position on a side chain, that's gonna stay around. Like it has to stay around. That's why I'm critical on it being CBZen. And you can see there's not enough. I know it. I'm positioning myself and I'm doing the best I can. I'm minting every day. I just bought a bunch. It sold off. I was like, oh, look at them. They sold my buy. Because right now I can buy again because I bought some right here. So, and I didn't buy any on these. Maybe I bought a little, but I bought this dip. You know, so maybe, you know, this is like the dip. This is the recover. And then this is the, you know, the second dip, or what is that ABC thing? It's like, this is A, that's B, this is C. And now it should be doing it like a up before doing that again. Right. So, because it's recovered now. And that's why I'm like, yo, all of crypto is a scam because everybody's so hyper focused on price, but they're not hyper focused on their real estate. Right. It's not like people are buying Bitcoin right now trying to live out the real estate ideology, or the same with Ethereum. Because, again, you don't know what you're buying. You're just buying numbers on the screen. XEN has the advantage on all these coins. They don't even want to have a debate with a real Xenian that's tapped into the fucking into the RU equals log 2. This is all it is. Like I said this in the spaces earlier. I said this is what you're buying when you have a Xen coin. You're buying access to this reward formula. Fractions of this reward formula that's only giving rewards for basically 3,000 days. After the fact, it just calculates rewards in the most fair formula possible because it's the one that's left standing in 2030. Because you'll still be like, XEN is showing you that, right? XEN is showing us that people will still spin the flywheel when it's at 0. There's no reason to spin it. They spinning it still. And I be trying to be telling people like, yo, you if you're rooting for XEN, you don't understand Zen. That's just the facts. You're just rooting for something. Like, because if you sat down and really got intimate with XEN, you get sick of this. And you'd be mad that nobody's staking. You don't hear that in the XEN conversation. And I don't know why. I'm not heavy in the bag over here. And that's just it. I don't want to step in and bring what I don't fucking understand. Well, I'm going to come over here with $2,000 and buy a bunch of XEN at what? How much do I get for $2,000? Let's see it. I'd get 364 billion. And yeah, there's enough slippage there for you to get $2,000. And then you can stake that for sure. But see, that's what I'm saying. What are we going towards? Okay, cool. I have my 364 billion XEN, and now we're just going to stake it. Right? The daily staking doesn't make any sense if you don't have a Trilly or if you're not on Ethereum. Like, think of this strategy. Like, it makes no sense. The only reason it makes sense for me, like, that's one. If you go hard on the chain, you need to get like 2 trillion and start staking and compounding daily. This is gonna eat the whales alive. They're gonna fucking hate this herd. This is the kryptonite. Like, if you've always hated on whales dumping on your head, this is your opportunity to actually serve the whales. Because every time they sell, it's going into your possession. It's going into your custody. And it's going to make them stop selling like we're seeing on CBZen. So here's one of the sellers on CBZen, because I'm telling you, you can totally see this shit now. Is this CBZen? All right, this is base. So what you do is, because they can't hide, there's not enough people. It's a very important piece of real estate, CBZen here. This is the biggest layer 2 of them all. It's connected to an S&P 500 blockchain. Like, this is the Zen that's gonna make a lot of noise on the sidechain. I was telling somebody on my X account, there's a lot of positives in CBZen when it comes to talking about base chain and why XEN is a great product on Base because again, it's attached to X1 chain, which is the competition chain of blockchains, right? It's not like Base chain, which is always living in Ethereum shadow. Coinbase takes the shine for Base chain. Might be a hard pill to swallow, but yet they control it. They are the board, right? You work at McDonald's at the cashier, spinning the wheel for Base, and they're gonna make the fees and get all of the fucking accolades. And they're gonna get the yacht parties. You're gonna get a pizza party. They're gonna get a yacht party, and you're gonna be happy with it. Okay, so just stop acting like Base is not that scenario. Stop acting like all of Ethereum is not gonna be that scenario. I'll be hating people over there. But so I'm getting off a little bit, but because we can analyze the chain, because there's not a lot of people over here. There's this one specific account. This one. I don't know who this is. Maybe they're watching it right now, but I see you. I see you, CBZen 100 or 10,000X, because you're like you are the example of why this shit works, and why like I don't want to use OPZen because OPZen doesn't have this activity because it's not Base chain. Right, like it's side by side. Optimism Zen doesn't have game theorists on it. Like nobody's going to Optimism to play a game. They're going. Why are they going there? Someone please put in the chat. Why the fuck are you going to go to Optimism if you're not playing a game? To stake? Like okay. I don't know. But this is where I'm at with it. CBZen has these players because there's a real game here. So this guy, whoever this is, or gal, I was buying their stack 8 days ago because I was noticing them. They had 15 trillion and they must have gotten bored because they staked it. And then they were doing like longer stake days and they just stopped. Like for some reason they just like were like, I'm giving up. Or maybe they got to a point of whatever, right? They're getting 40 billion Zen a day from staking 15 trillion. And they had like 16 trillion. You see, and I don't know who this is, but this is the beauty of a fair launch. Like you can really watch the mannerisms of how people are moving. So they had 17, they had 18, right? Why is this person selling, right? I don't really give a fuck. I've been buying it back. And they stopped. Stake that shit back. But they left some out, which is pretty funny. They left 2 trillion out. So they still waiting for the pump. So what this means is there's not going to be a lot of people able to really maintain power position in staking because temptation is too great. And then you never know, like when the bigger player in the staking world is going to have a life event happen that's going to force them to have to sell the whole stake. Right? Whoever this person is, they're obviously showing they don't trust the system, which is totally fine. This untrust, right? Because this is just 2 trillion. If they dump it, right, that's like $1,000. Who cares? And then if 10 people with $100 enter, they recover the one seller. And then now that person's down 2 trillion and they keep shortening their stakes because they're trying to I don't know what their life is, but they're making the stake shorter and shorter and the price is going up. This redistribution. So, the stakers eventually will take over the whole chart because they'll be the biggest seller pressure. They'll be like the selling pressure, pushing down your C ranks, making sure like I'm saying, like making sure that like your C ranks are not valuable. Right now, people might be getting them, but I'm sure that's what that would be the game I would play. Like in my evil villain world, in Zen, I'd set up all my giant stakes to end on every single the day before a big sing rank day, and I'd fucking sell on the wheels. In the fair game, all in fair game. Like, yo, you set it up so that you could make a bunch of C ranks to dump on my head. Well, I'm going to let you pump the chart and I'm going to dump this shit right before your C ranks. and you're gonna give me your Zen because I have a job and I can buy it. And the third world doesn't exist on the layer twos. It's weird. I talked about this, but no offense to the third world, but the reason why base is more goated than everything else too is base is rooted in America. So everything else is rooted in airdrops. So they have this like this psychology to them, where you're dealing with someone who needs to feed their village, and like there's a plus and or there's positives and negatives to the village in the chat, you know, and that's the negative. The negative is they're really in a village. I mean, like they're gonna sell $10 worth of crypto because that shit is gonna go a long way for them. So you want to kind of stay away from a village chain. No offense to Phantom, but I feel like if it's not coming from America, it's probably a village chain. No offense, you know? I mean, it didn't catch on with Americans. So who's holding it up? Like, who's the people that believe in it? Because must be a village. And base doesn't have that. It has big players because it's from America. So it's less village activity, right? You're actually seeing big player activity. Like 12 trillion Zen and CB Zen is not cheap, and it's not easy to make. Like this person minted the fuck out of this shit. They minted the fuck. Like they minted and bought. That's why I'm starting to feel it. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's really, really hard to have this number because in order to obtain this number now, you're gonna push the chart against yourself. So these are the original minters. Like these are the motherfuckers doing this. Like this is why it's so fair, because they're redistributing when they should hodl, and I don't know why. You know, it doesn't. But that doesn't matter. That's the whole point. You shouldn't matter. It shouldn't fucking matter. Like release your soul from that crypto world where you cared about when people got inflation, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't dictate the price. That's a myth buster. Again, Zen will take you to this land so you can understand. That is 100% a myth buster. It's failing because the product sucks. The end. That's it. If you feel like the product is bad to you, if you're in the Zen, you're really good at this shit. So you should be able to say it's a bad product. It's just what it is. We're up 7% today. Zen trillionaires. Yeah, you gotta be a Zen trillionaire. You gotta be a Zen trillionaire. Oh, what the fuck? Keep printing. What up, Josh? Trilly strong in the CP Zen. Yeah, you need to get a Trilly. Well, the optimism chain will be around for the next couple of years. That's the risk us Zenians are making every single day. Yeah, like that. I mean, that's the risk that you take going onto a side chain. That's why I put these are ecosystem coins. They're not in the economy until the community agrees. And that's what I'm saying. That birth of the Zen economy is going to be weird because there's so many things to choose from. And that's kind of why I'm like, oh, like, you just want to own one of them and have a lot of it. Just get it now, right? And then that's where the why I'm saying, yo, the fight is gonna be on CB Zen. Ethereum is CB Zen. It's not gonna be on any other chain. All the other chains are gonna be village fighting. You know, and if you're not in the coin, if you're not in the village with the coin, you're SOL essentially. Yeah, I explained this theory, but it's based on the G ranks. G ranks are only expanded on chains with massive airdrops. Like everything that had a huge airdrop has a ton of G rank, and that is a resistant band to the chain's access. And the resistance should be more like an Ethereum, because think of it as like a DDoS attack. Like if I can get to the core a lot of times, then that means that system is easy to attack essentially, and it's very cheap. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's not economically possible? Like, it's crypto. Like, how you have such a cheap chain if it's not centralized? And that's how it was propped up with money. Where else are we going with this conversation type shit? I love it. I love Zen exposed all this dirt, especially in Phantom. People won't even believe that, though. They'll go and play on Sonic, and they'll lure people into it, and so on and so on. The world will continue. It doesn't really matter. I'm just one Zenian that understands. And that's kind of why, again, if you believe in first principles, you should probably be trying to pick a chain that's going to be around for a long period of time, and it's not being propped up by the village. And the G rank allows you to see that. Even with Optimism at 206, base still has a very low G rank, and it came out after Optimism. So that lets you know, like, there's a lot of resistance still to get to base. And I can name a few reasons why we don't see the G ranks exploding, and why people stopped making CBZN. Like, there's a whole case study in that I showed you. It was based on the gas, because base didn't know how to start their gas. So they started it really, really big, and it allowed people to get it for really, really cheap. And then they squeezed it towards the end of the year to try to make it more competitive. And then that's when people stopped naturally making Zen, because the gas went up, and the people didn't come back until we all started to realize how low supply CB Zen was going to make, essentially. And then so far I've been championing this theory that CB Zen is where the G rank actually lives. Like, the G rank that we vision Zen to be is on base, because there's no resistance. But the thing is the resistance is that people don't have the Ethereum for free, which makes it more competitive, which is why it should see more upside, because people aren't getting CB Zen for free like other chains. They're actually paying for it, and that disconnect, because the gas fees are so cheap, is what's still giving us an opportunity to get these trillies. So, like, once that shit clicks, though, like, it's free knowledge. Like, eventually it'll click. Like, these idiots will, like, catch on. Like, maybe I shouldn't dump my free Zen. They'll hold on to it, actually. But until then, I'm buying that shit up, bro. I'm buying it up, because they don't get it. The trap with these little side chains is that they won't have any liquidity. Safest bet is ETH. Yeah, that's the other thing about the side chains. True, is that, like, the liquidity, it comes from the native coin. So if, like, for instance, Phantom, like, if we go look at the liquidity on Phantom, and this is just critically thinking about it, why I'm telling people, maybe if you're on Phantom, save some FMT for burning. Don't, like, zero out your bag of FMT buying up the Zen, and then you can't burn, because then you're trapped. You'll have to figure it out. You have to start twerking for FMT. But yeah, FMT, right? Like, this liquidity, this is what makes it challenging for future reference, because now you have to hope that there's going to be LP that shows up, or someone's going to make another pair over there, right? Like, look at this volume. They got $898, but liquidity is 1.2K, right? Like, this is about burning on these side chains on Phantom. And that's why I'm telling you, Phantom is a really big eye opener for the Zen side chain expression. Like, if you're attracted to the side chains, you need to understand you're just expressing affection. You're being emotional. These are shit chains. You quit the emotion. Zen is here to tell you to stop being emotional. Now, if you have a lot of bag over here, like, let's look at the holders. Well, I don't even know, because I think last time I looked at this, it all was in the hands of the exchange anyways. And this is how small our community is. So maybe I'm talking directly to you, Phantom lover. Yeah, see, people are still making their Phantom over here. But let's look at the holders. Oh, shit, yeah, 68%. Yeah, so most of it, is in the exchange. And maybe that's all divided up into other players. $1 million. That shit says it's worth $1 million. That's funny. How much is this? This person has number 3 because that doesn't look like a smart contract. 12 trillion. You can get 12 trillion on Phantom. Isn't that funny? It's like you can go and get 12 trillion on Phantom, but it's not like getting 12 trillion on base. Yeah, $530. Man, if you came over here with $530, you'd buy it. You'd send this shit to Valhalla. Everyone there would instantly sell their FM Phantom sale. That's why I'm like, yo, do like think of it. Like, do people really come and buy it? You gotta be you gotta be an idiot to come and buy a sidechain if it's not valued in Ethereum. This is an exit strategy. This is not a buy strategy. This is how you get the fuck out of Phantom. You consolidate all of your dust into this. So maybe that's what you can sell. You get me? Like, it's like, and then what if like all of the exchanges cut their fucking ties to the FMT or FTM or whatever, and like now you're like really scrambling to try to figure out what these coins are. You know, you're like sinking with the Titanic. It makes no sense. Yeah, anybody who's rooting for this outside of the burn, I think they're sinking with the Titanic. They're too emotional. They're better off in CBZen. And again, I mean, the price performance on OPZen will be amazing. It's priced in Ethereum, so don't get it twisted. Like, you can still make ETH off of this, but this is a hit and run. This is not a like you need to go over there and get a bag right now type shit. Like, stop capping and just get a bag of OPZen and start staking. You know, get 100 billion, probably 100 billion. You could, I mean, this could live in the life of Ethereum on a side chain. Yeah, I guess you could say that too, actually. What if OPZen matched Ethereum's price? Because the one-to-one notion is like strong enough to stay. I guess that's okay. Here, let's be positive. Here's some positivity for OPZen. If XEN is very successful and it is triggering a lot of new education, so like every single day people are learning about Zen and they're trying to understand it and really master the craft, OPZen essentially could hang out very close to the price of ETHZen, because you could take your real Zen over there and interact with something close to its style, right? And style is supply. Now, Base isn't in the same style as Ethereum Zen. Base has an inflationary style, not a disinflationary style. The disinflationary style of Base is what makes it fucking sick, because it has that dynamic of, at some point in time, like there's no supply and there's no resistance to get it. So what do people do, right? But in OPZen, we know for a fact that there's not a lot of supply. So when people do arrive to OPZen, 3.16 trillion is very similar to Ethereum Zen, where they have 4.2 trillion. It'd have the same effect essentially if you bought the Zen. And like, you know, if you wanted to like simulate everything about it, it's essentially the same. And that could be the weight that keeps OPZen going up and up, and one of the reasons why you might want to stake. But again, that is like extreme hopium. That's like that. I wouldn't write I wouldn't put a bet on that, because you're betting that the psychology of everybody is gonna bet with you. And I mean, we've seen some wackier things in Zen world, and maybe people will bet with you that, you know, OPZen is baby ETH. You know, maybe. I mean, that's the best way to think of it. This is kind of like baby ETH. It's right there with it. Every action you do is going to be the same, but it just costs less money. So you get to really, it's accessible. And oh my God, it's natural. What did Jack say? It's 10x lower. Real ETH has 59 Ethereum and 4 trillion. Optimism has 3 trillion and 5. Shit, that's like damn. That's right there. He might have ran a sim on that one too. That was like right there. That's in your face. That's just 10x difference. Yeah, see, man, Zen be making you think, man. What up, Zen EW? What it do? What up, ZTFO, FTM? Was I saying it incorrectly? I still like my P.o.P though. I know, Josh. I'm just not connected to Pulse Chain. You know, that's the only reason I can't. I mean, I root for it, but look here. We'll look at this. Like CBZen is dominating all the side chains. Like it has the most growth in C ranks. So like, Pulse Chain is bringing in around 200. Or like here, let's see. Yo, CBZen's mad funny because everybody is on the same hype. They're like, all right, I ain't got enough, so I got to make sure I max mint too, because I can't, you know, if I can't buy it today, I'll mint it later. Man, we're all making the same story. What is this nature, man? This is so fun. Yeah, colleges will study this shit. It's weird that it's not starting in college though, or I don't know how to say it. I guess you could install it in the college so that more people analyze it. But Cardano will be the economics that people study, and then maybe Avalanche. Now I see where Avalanche fits in, but Avalanche is being built on the back of India, so that's kind of hard to. It's American, but it's not American. It's weird. But yeah, so CBZen. This is why again CBZen dominates side chains. Like you had 881 C ranks created yesterday. And over here on P.o.P, you know, you're barely getting anything like that. It's nowhere near that, right? So then the next question to ask yourself, well, is it resistance? So let's go and look at the mint calculator and let's see if it's resistance, because you know, maybe that's what it is. So we'll go ahead and do max terms, Pulse Chain, 514 days. Then you have new users. It looks like right now, yeah, it's roughly around, let's just say 250. Just say, actually, it's less than that, man. It's like, we'll say 212. How about that? 128 VMUs. And this is just a hard physical math. So right now, I guess you could say it's like this. Right now on Pulse Chain, it's $12. Holy shit, to make a mint. For a max mint, $12. God damn. Why is it so much? Damn. On base, it's 23 cents. So you see, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the resistant, like, you want to be on some, like, if you really are trying to go long on a side chain, you need to be somewhere where there's no resistance. Because the G rank needs to be fairly accessible. And then you need the native coin to also play into this fairness game. I would say essentially that's why Pulse Chain has higher gas, because someone has more natives than the rest of the people and they can front run everybody. And that's the problem with that design. Like, that's the problem with linear design in these singular thread chains. There can always be a front runner if someone has more natives. X1 solves this, Solana solves this, Sui solves this, Apso solves this. So even Base solves this. Ethereum has kind of solved this with this ideology that you can make a side chain and you could fork the whales out essentially and just be on a side chain. But yeah, like on Pulse Chain, you're literally actively seeing it. So this is like why, again, yo, I love that you love Pulse Chain, but this is what hurts the performance of Zen if not everybody is pumping it. Right now, Pulse Chain should be ripping. Should be ripping. There's like no supply over there. I mean, there's a shit ton of supply. Okay, so here's the funny thing about Pulse Chain. Because it was such an airdrop chain, and this is also part of the valid thesis here. This is in the theory. 209 G rank. They created 1.4 Q. So there's 1.4 Q coins on Pulse Chain, right? Majority of the C ranks were created in the beginning, and they died off like somewhere right here, like August 2023. So like from May until September, August 2023. That was the Pulse Chain's elevation. And I guess you could also use this to see it too. Here, let's see. When did it hit a Q? Liquid and staked on 120. Yeah, because it's all right. So then you would have to come over here real quick, and then yeah. So that's what I mean. Okay, yeah. That's what we can say here. So the amount of time where everyone was abusing the G rank because it was just being born, essentially, that's when all the supply was made in Pulse Chain. And like no one is staking it. They're all sitting on it because they're waiting for X1 chain. So since they're sitting on it, they're hurting the price because they need to stake it to get rid of it. But since you don't create a healthy staking class because everyone doesn't understand blockchain, essentially, like they're just sitting there liquid, like super retarded. You would need someone to champion them into it because it's not going to be a crypto, bruh. Like I'm speaking alien, but that's what the problem is. The G rank is too expanded. It's like Phantom. It's exactly like Phantom because the right people have the coins, but they're not using them properly to take over Pulse Chain. And that might just be the misinformation on Pulse Chain. But now what sucks is you have the chance to take back the chain because you can mind fuck everyone to say, look when you do a max mint, you're only making $1 and it costs $12 to make it. So you might as well buy it. But why aren't people buying it? Right? Why can't you generate enough volume? That's like a dilemma happening here, and it's because most of the people who would be buying it right now, they burn their P's in for fucking Zen. They burned it right here because you guys didn't know you were abusing the G rank, and you were supposed to save a little bit of Pulse Chain so that you can buy that shit back over here. I remember minting P's in for 17 cents worth of PLS back then. Yeah, that's what I mean too. Yeah, like y'all got the free coins, so you have them, and now you're trying to create a free market. But you have so much coin on the blockchain, on Pulse Chain, you really need to start advocating staking. Like it needs to be championed. Someone needs to get out there, boots on the ground on Pulse Chain, and say PZN is the fairest launch coin on this chain, and everybody would hate your ass because they'd be like, "Oh, boo, fuck Jack Levin, that vampire." But if you can mindfuck everybody into realizing, like, dude, this is the best opportunity on Pulse Chain, like, people might come to Pulse Chain to buy PZN. That might change the tune. And if you can show people, like, yo, you're gonna need staking power, right? Like that's what you have. I mean, I guess I could step over there. See, that's what I'm saying. Though. I'm not a hero, so I don't give a fuck. But yeah, somebody needs to step up over here and just get the big ass bag of $1 trillion. So is that it? $400 for the trillion? Yeah, man, it's just cheap. You can get 2 of these, 3 of these. Just start pulling them off the decks, staking them. If you believe in the PZN future, you'll become the whale. And then maybe people aren't watching the Crypto Bro channel and they're really selling into your fucking position, like me on CBZen. There's a lot of players over here though, but I'm cool with it because I love inflation. I invite it, and again, you can invite inflation on CBZen because Ethereum is global. The problem with Pulse Chain is it's not a global coin. You have to get that into your head if you don't understand it. It's not like a lot of people on Pulse Chain, they say that it's being blackballed by the industry. No, it's a thin community. that thinks that they're being blackballed when nobody wants to associate them because they need to pay the price. And they're willing to pay the price, but they can't keep up the volume. So the XEN is perfect for Pulse Chain. It is actually the fucking answer to save the chain, because it runs on Pulse Chain. It's like real nature of the Pulse Chain, right? You guys created all that coin from them cheap ass gas fees. Put it to work. Put it up against all these other coins. How many pairs are in this thing? You could also do some shit like that. You could do like a PTGC with just PZEN. There's so much of it. You could just go, but it takes a philosopher in the Pulse Chain to go and buy it all and just start putting it to work and making everybody bow down, bend the knee. Yeah, here they got this one. So we got PTGC. We got 2 wrapped. That's another thing about Pulse Chain. They got so many dexes. So now they got 2 of the same thing, or 3 of the same things. That's pretty funny. PLSD. What is that? Pulse Chain Pulse Doge? What's PLSD? But yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to go get the economy if you want it to work on Pulse Chain. It's just part of the X1 economy, so it doesn't make sense why it would have liquidity. Right? And that's what I mean. Like, if it's built for outside activity, it's gonna show. I'm telling you, CBZN is gonna be that. I'm literally telling you, it's gonna be the one that's built for outside use. Oh, the homie Miles says, what about XEN? Let's see. Let's check it out. What does a max min on OP-XEN get you right now? 1 million OP-XEN. It's a very cheap round trip. But that's what I'm saying. It's like a test net. It's like Kusama to Ethereum. OP-XEN. Because you could just generate a little bit of Zen on a mainnet, and there's value. You can sell it for ETH that you can send it directly back to Ethereum and use that shit somewhere else. Or you can send that ETH to Base and use it on Base. It's really like a test net. Yeah, abstract as fuck though, you know. That's what Base is not a test net for Ethereum Zen. It's what the Ethereum Zen should be, but Ethereum Zen can't be it due to the resistance to the chain. It's like this is the first child, and then Base is the child we're actually going to send to college. Base will graduate college with a bachelor's degree. OP-XEN, I don't know. But that's why, again, I see these side chains, and I ask that same question to those side chains, like, are you putting too much pressure on this side chain when it never had that vision in general? And you're just wasting your time stacking coins. Like, I think people are wasting time on Phantom. Like, I see this shit, this right here, the 68%, you're wasting time. Unless you're gonna burn these coins and you're just using this outlet as an XNT outlet, like, what are you doing? You're just wasting time. Like, you really pull up the Phantom and crack your knuckles and shit. Here we go. While the Phantom price is just tanking. Like, it's not gonna go any higher. Unless you know something I don't know. From February until now, it went up to 87 cents. The recovery from the run to $1. I might be the hater, but I don't know. I know on CBZN right now, a lot of people are claiming, but they claiming lows. Look at this. This is what's funny on CBZN. You're seeing people abuse the G rank. So check this person out. I've been witnessing this shit all day. You should be getting around 37 million if you did a max mint. They getting 10 million. See, 160 days. Anybody doing a mint for less than a max mint, they're pollution. That's what I deem them. Pollution. you're polluting the G rank, because you're not using the G rank to create real estate. You're using the G rank to create a condominium. And that ain't it. Actually, they're 60 days late too. Right? Oh no, that's 100. Never mind, that's 100 units. As in 100 C ranks. Oh, it doesn't have the time. Oh, because they're doing it through coin tools, so it doesn't put the time in this. It puts time at hexadecimal or whatever. But yeah, 160 days ago. Oh yeah, that's another natural thing about CBZN's inflation. Back in the day, because they were fucking with the gas so much, we couldn't make a lot of Zen at one point. It was like postponed from making like 155 VMUs. So that's a big impact, natural impact in the gas, just naturally. What's funny is that every other chain they directly targeted the Zen contract, where it's like, it seems like Base adjusted the whole chain for Zen. And eventually it found its healthy medium. I've shown that before, though. I don't know if I can find it real fast. One of those streams, but if y'all remember, I showed a stream where the gas was like stretching, and then it correlated perfect when everybody stopped minting. Where it's like, oh, you could tell this is when gas became an anomaly to some folks, and they were like, oh, I ain't paying that, and then they just stopped. And then that's when some people brought the corruption of like the 160-day mint into Base, thinking that they could make them a little G ranks, you know, or make some C ranks and make out quick, which you can, you know, but you're not going to make a lot of Zen when you do it. So you're going to have to work harder to get better profits. You're just making enough profit, if that, right? 1 billion CB Zen, that ain't shit. Let's see if they held it. Yeah, now they got 9 billion. Now they got 9 billion. I'm having fun watching this shit because it's hella funny. Like watching everybody's behavior. CBZN though is the one where it seems like everyone's getting kind of like what they thought was gonna happen is not happening. It's definitely moving. Or how do you say this? CBZN is introducing the buyer. If everything is a simulation, OPZN is simulating supply. CBZN is simulating what happens when the buyers step in. When there's not enough supply and the supply is only for the creators. Buyers come and buy up everything, and then the fucking thing starts to just naturally go up. Right? That's what we're seeing in CBZN. That's why at some point CBZN is just going to just take off, because naturally someone has to fat finger FOMO because you're running out of time. You're praying that someone that, like I was showing you, you're praying one of those stakers with 17 trillion just have a change of heart. Sometimes they do, and they do it like in 5 trillion increments, but that's still not enough. 5 trillion? Like, no, you have 17 trillion. Like, yeah, I want you to dump the whole 17 trillion. No, right? This is a supply and demand game. There's no reason for me to do that. That's $5,000 that might play out well. Like, you spend 5,000. So now that's what I mean. This is a CBZN is the Western. There's no way to get this in. You could put it in the liquidity pool, but nobody's trading. A few people buy, but they're smart about slippage. Right? If there was more people, if we took away every single side chain, CBZN would be roaring. But since people have options, they're going to other things. And I'm fine. Like I said, I'm totally fine with that argument. Like, you can make the argument that OPZN will outperform CBZN because it has less supply. And I'm happy for everybody that believes that. Because you're gonna win. It's a good narrative, you know. But longevity, CBZN has the most longevity out of all of these sidechains. CBZN will have the most transactions, the most volume, the most curiosity, the most dApps, right? More dApps will come out on base chain for Zen than they would on Optimism because there's no crowd there, right? Xburner is coming out on CBZen first. That was a thorough conversation of which chain should it come out on first. You know, CBZen won because of everything about it. Just naturally, it's just like, yeah. And like, even, you know, it seems like people are getting excited. We'll see what the price does when that app comes out, when, you know, Tree City West is done with that shit. But I guess that's it. No closing statements. Just you know, we're a small group, still a very small group. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, cool. We got a little sell off here. Nice. That's what I want to see in Zen. But let me see. Is it selling off in the real world? Let's go look at this real fast before we get out of here. It's like no closing statements, but is it selling off over here too? No, this is pumping. What about Ethereum? Oh, Ethereum got a long way to go. Let's see what happens, man. Okay, I guess I don't know what happens, but yeah, it seems like we still have some market makers. Yeah, see, a $6,000 sell can change the direction of the chart. And this is why I don't really care about the chart right now, because a lot of the selling isn't coming like directly from minters. Right? Like, look at this person transferred in a ton of Zen. So let's see if this is the minting wallet that they used. Nope, buying wallet. Yeah, they bought a whole bunch of Zen here. And it says call, so it's not even a real wallet like that. Yeah, these are all like intertwined, probably like DEX or centralized wallets, like for the exchanges. They're just not labeled. So it's like, you see what I mean? Like, it's not it. The chart is so fake right now. Like, if you play your game and you just focus on supply and demand economics, you should win all of the Zen games, because that's what it's all about. Who's going to have the most supply at the end of the fucking time? Like, am I going to have it? Are you going to have it? Are you going to be giving it to me? Am I going to be giving it to you? And so, and yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. But root for whatever you want to root for. Like you saying, Josh, CBZen, let's fucking go. Till tomorrow, if I come through. Peace.